What's going on, guys? Welcome back. More NFL commentary for you. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, criticism in the comment section, Twitter. Shutdown Safety is my username. Honoring a loved one that's deceased has never caused more controversy that I can remember than with DeAngelo Williams this year. And that's what I want to talk about today, because DeAngelo Williams is a very respectful guy. Unfortunately, he lost his mother to breast cancer, and he has done an impeccable job at taking his stance as a public figure, as a player in the National Football League, and being an advocate for breast cancer awareness. The guy has his toenails pink, his hair pink. He decked himself out in pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the NFL. But he also took it another step further, man. He went and paid for 51 screenings for other women to be checked. Obviously, his mother died at 51, so that's a number that means a lot to him. And the NFL has expressed that they don't want him to wear pink outside of the designated month where they allow everyone to publicly support breast cancer awareness. Now, I realize there's two sides to this, and I don't want anyone to be misconstrued. I fully support, respect, and love what DeAngelo Williams is doing for breast cancer awareness and remembrance of his mother. But we also have to understand that the NFL is a business and they have dress codes. And I wouldn't have so much of a problem with what they're doing now if, like anything, they were just consistent in their rulings. And we'll talk about that a little later on. But I think if you go back and you try to remember, some high school, some college, we all know someone or had a story told to us where somebody couldn't wear a t-shirt or had to turn a t-shirt inside out or couldn't go to prom or couldn't be in a yearbook because of something they wore. And I understand that that's a dress code, okay? I'm sure we've all been to a job where you had to wear, a polyester button-up or a polo shirt that you didn't like, or black pants or black shoes or something that you didn't totally agree with, but you had to conform because you were an employee of that business. Every business I know really has some type of dress code that you have to follow, and I respect the fact that the NFL is just simply enforcing that dress code. But the problem I have is they don't do it consistently. You've got another situation where Craig Ironhead Heyward's son wants to pay homage to his late father, who, by the way, played in the NFL and helped create a lot of the popularity, not him solely, but played in a time that helped create a lot of the popularity that really is inherently helping the NFL be successful in what it is today. And obviously all he wants to do is put Ironhead underneath his eye black. I don't have any problem with that. No one has any problem with that. But the NFL has to take this stance where essentially they're concerned that, RG3 is going to come out with Subway underneath his eyes, or somebody's going to come out with Burger King and take sponsorship money over from them for that. And I can appreciate where they're coming from to a degree, but I mean, some of this also has to just be common sense, to look at what's going on here. Their stance of, if we allow this, and this to happen, everything's going to run rampant. Okay. Nobody said anything when Devin Still was putting Leah Strong underneath his eyes. No one was outraged by this. In fact, people loved it. I don't recall anybody being angry or outraged when Reggie Wayne wore orange gloves, which, obviously did not match the dress code with the Colts' blue uniforms after Chuck Pagano was diagnosed. I don't recall him being fined. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't recall him being fined. I don't recall him being removed from the game. I don't recall him being told that he could not wear those gloves anymore. Perhaps he did, because he only wore them 1 week. But it didn't seem to draw the attention that this story with DeAngelo Williams is right now. I certainly remember when Johnny Unitas passed away and Peyton Manning wanted to wear black high tops to honor him, and the NFL said no. And for whatever reason, Peyton just kind of laid down and took it as that and didn't wear them. I remember as a fan, I was really upset by that. As somebody that supports the history of the game, that is an Indianapolis Colts fan, that grew up in a family that, had connections to the Baltimore Colts players, I really was hurt to a level of being a fan, not, physically or emotionally, but as a fan, I was hurt that, one of my favorite players couldn't honor one of the all-time greatest players in the NFL by just wearing a simple pair of shoes. Like, that's insane to me, that concept. So I don't really have so much a problem with what the NFL is doing. I have a problem with what they've done. If you're going to hold people to a standard, hold people to that standard across the board evenly. Because if you don't do that, you really start to look ignorant, and you start to make yourself look foolish, that you can't let someone support their deceased mother's awareness or disease or foundations in fear that somebody might use that for just monetary gain of a sponsorship. Love to know you guys' opinions on this. Appreciate you checking it out. I'll be back in the week with more content.